Swadika, welcome to Thailand Today here on NBT World. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment on Wednesday organized an event to honor the work of park rangers on the occasion of World Ranger Day on July 31st. Mr. Sarawut Silapa Acha, the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment, presided over the event at the Khao Yai National Park in Nakhon Nayok Province. Park rangers and executives of the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, the Royal Forest Department and the Department of Marine and Coastal Resources attended the event. Mr. Varawut told park rangers there that they could tell him whatever they wanted and he would meet their needs because he intended to take care for park rangers. The International Ranger Federation initiated the World Ranger Day in the World Ranger Congress in Scotland in 2006 to honor park rangers' devotion to protect natural resources. There are 20,644 park rangers in Thailand. The event at the Khao Yai National Park included a parade of 650 park rangers, a ceremony to remember and honor dead park rangers, a relevant exhibition, a discussion on park rangers' experiences, and a demonstration of park rangers' weapons. Thailand is ready to be a model for smart patrol system in protecting forest and wildlife in ASEAN region. Mr. Varawut Silapa Acha, the Minister of Natural Resources and Environment, has presided over an opening ceremony of ASEAN Dialogue on promoting smart patrol system in ASEAN region at the Khao Yai National Park in Nakhon Ratchasima Province. Representatives from 80 ASEAN member countries and Wildlife Conservation Society (WCS) are participating in the meeting to exchange and promote smart patrol system in Thailand, Cambodia, Myanmar, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Singapore, and Vietnam from July 30th to August 3rd, 2019. The minister said Thailand has potential to support application of the country's smart patrol system model as an essential form of protection to valuable resources in protected areas, especially species of high commercial value. The system aims to equip park rangers and managers with the information and technology to better protect areas, boost their morale, and instill a sense of pride in their duty. The ultimate purpose is to guarantee that species and intrinsic value provide can forever survive the greedy demands and indifferences in our human society. Meanwhile, Mr. Thanya Netithamakul, Director General of the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, said Thai representatives also arranged a site visit for representatives from 8 ASEAN member countries to follow up the status of wildlife sanctuary in Khao Nang Ram Research Station. Other study tours, including observing the network-centric anti-poaching system (ACAPS) and smart patrol system in Hoi Kha Khang Wildlife Sanctuary. He added that participants from ASEAN countries also exchange their problems and obstacles in patrolling and application of smart patrol system in each country. As patrol is globally proven as an essential form of protection to valuable resources in protected areas, conservation scientists have tried to modernize the patrol activity with science and technology for better security, the future of wildlife and its habitat. So next break, we will talk with a special guest from the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, DNP. He will tell us how Thailand can be a model country in using smart patrol system for protected area management in ASEAN region. Coming back after a short break.
Show Thai to the world, a concept of Siam-style program to introduce you to well-known Thai role models. Ultimate amazing tourist attractions. Innovative Thai products. Let's proudly join Siam Styles from 4 regions, 77 provinces across Thailand.
Welcome back to Thailand Today here on NBT World. Today we have Dr. Anak Patanaviboon. He's the advisor to the Director General of the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, DNP. He will tell us how Thailand can be a smart model country in using smart patrol system in protected area management in ASEAN region. Sawadee ka. Welcome to Thailand Today program, sir. Well, you have brought us a real good news, actually, for a layperson like me, to hear that we are using the smart patrol techniques and to protect our lands or forests. But before we go to that, tell us about what is the current situation of the protected areas in Thailand.
In Thailand, we have 3 forms of protected areas. So we have national parks, we have wildlife sanctuaries, and non-hunting areas.
Non-hunting area.
Non-hunting area is a smaller system. National parks and wildlife sanctuary is big system.
Okay.
And we have the protected areas cover about 18% of the country area.
How do you divide? I mean, what do you say? What just now you said?
National parks, and wildlife
sanctuary, and then
non-hunting area.
Non-hunting. So what is the difference between the non-hunting and wildlife?
So the wildlife sanctuary is big system, and it's some areas they are bigger than national parks, and they are not by law. We try not to promote for tourism. We by law. In wildlife law, our wildlife law, we save this area just for wildlife.
Okay.
For national parks, we promote for tourism. But for non-hunting area, it's like small area near the temples where you have birds coming, and you have big ponds, a lot of birds coming, or like small beaches that you have a lot of birds coming. So non-hunting area is smaller system.
But can visit. But still, tourists can
explore.
Tourists can explore. It's good to know that because we are laypersons. As I said, we hardly know about this what's going on. So, when you talk about the wildlife area where protected, that means it's 100%, not to enter.
Yep, that's by law.
That's by law, against the law. If you travel into it, you're against the law, right? So how important of the patrol? Now, before we get into it, because when we talk about patrol or what, patrol people, how to ranger? You call ranger.
Yeah, rangers. Yeah.
So ranger is what? Ranger is a military. He's a civilian, or what?
Yeah, in Thailand, the word rangers mean forest guards.
Forest guard.
Yeah. So and in Thailand we use the word rangers for people working on the ground.
Yes.
So and if you are like their bosses, people would say you are like park officers or wildlife officers. Ranger is lower than officer level in Thailand. That's only in Thailand.
I believe so.
Yeah. So. But other countries, some countries they use the word rangers for officer level too. Like in the US, they use the rangers as officer level.
For them, rangers, wow,
that's right.
Big,
exactly.
For ranger,
that's right.
So tell me, our ranger, Thai rangers, can be able to, totally voice if someone transpassed, get into the area where not wanted, not allowed to, against the law. But our ranger can stop and use authority, full authority.
Luckily, in Thailand, the law allow that. So the rangers in Thailand, they can arrest people, they can give warning, they can, they actually they are armed. So they can use guns to control illegal incidents. So, but in other countries, like our neighboring countries, like in Myanmar, in Laos, or even in Malaysia, rangers, they are limited from using guns. So in Thailand, the law allow that.
Without that, it won't work much.
Yeah, that's right. So they have to wait for the police, like in Cambodia and Laos, they have to wait for the police. They have to inform the police. So it's too late sometimes.
I know, and look, the importance of the person is less. So in Thailand, how many rangers we have?
This is also another good things about Thailand system. The department DNP has about 30,000
30,000.
Yeah, 30,000 rangers.
Huge amount.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's quite big force. It's another force, you know. It's like green force.
Scattered all over the country?
Yes, exactly.
The 30,000. To become one of the ranger, what class or what education you need?
There are different levels of rangers. If you first, recruited as like temporary rangers, you can be like local people.
Yes, sir.
In many areas, 80% of the rangers come from local people, or the villages around the park. But if you want to have to get up to like promoted to be like 5-year contract rangers or permanent rangers, you have to pass the exam. And that kind of exam needs some kind of education. So
they should know what? They should know what kind of circumstances.
Exactly. And about a little bit about laws. But the first thing, they have to be strong. They have to run like they have to pass the running test, like 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers in limited time. They have to be strong.
See whether you run away from the animals, right? They need
they have to
or fast to reach to the person who.
That's right.
Who
that's the idea.
Trespassed
that's
the area. Interesting, and I like the way they dress.
Their
uniform is getting smarter and to look at it. So how important the patrol protection valuable natural resources in protected areas are?
I think it's very important. This is the standard way of protecting the natural resources used around the world. Having patrol teams, walking around the clock. And in Thailand, it's quite unique because, as I mentioned, we have large number of rangers. So then they patrol. In Thailand, in the forest, we don't have many roads, so they have to walk. So that's the key things. So they have to walk on patrol. And sometimes people try to say that in the future, if we have technologies like if we have drones, if we have satellites, we can detect some illegal activities. But actually it's not true.
It's not true.
Yeah, because the poachers, they walk in the thick forest. They cannot be detected by drones. They cannot be detected by satellite images. So the patrol on foot is still important to protect endangered species around the world.
Just to protect endangered species, you have to walk to them to what? To see whether they have food? Today, whether they what? Or people going there? Just human?
Mainly, this is the key thing. The patrol is just looking for human signs. Because no intrusion, as I mentioned. And if you sometimes if you don't do that, the poachers, they can come in and camp like for a week, and they can hunt, they can kill many animals if you don't have this system. So that's why a lot of animals, endangered species, right, rhinos, elephants, they were killed, gone extinct from many places.
How, like in Thailand, do we have all those? Rhino?
Unfortunately,
No, we don't
Thailand rhinos gone for more than 80 years.
Sad. See, because we didn't have this kind of this ranger before.
Before we have protected area system, the rhinos gone. But luckily, we still have, believe it or not, we still have tigers. We still have elephants.
Elephant we must have.
And tigers is about to be gone all over the world.
Really?
The population is very low, about 3,000 tigers around the world. In Thailand, it's only about less than 200. So, and if you don't do good protection, they will be gone too. So,
so we need really the people to really join hand.
That's right.
With the ranger, because whatever you want, maybe have zoo. Go to the zoo.
Another thing, this you raised a good point. A lot of people ask, why don't we just save them in the zoo? We have a lot of tigers in the zoo, but the meaning is, saving tigers in the forest means saving ecosystem. And tigers, perform their roles in the ecosystem. Tiger in the zoo, they have no role at all.
And they have lost their dignity.
That's right. Exactly.
They have lost their honor. They're just very, what do you call? Not only valuable, but they have their pride of their owner. Especially the tigers. They're smartly working.
And tigers, scientists call tigers as protection-dependent species, because whenever you have bad protections, they're gone. They disappear. It happened here in Thailand too. For example, Khao Yai National Park. Can you believe it? Khao Yai, I used to see tigers in Khao Yai when I was young, but Khao Yai's tiger gone for more than 20 years, from Khao Yai. That's because just brief period of weak protection, tigers can be killed, all of them. So that's the point about tigers.
So we have to have you have to boost up strong-minded of the ranger.
Exactly.
To be harsh.
To have their pride to be rangers. Ranger is like the job that people feel proud of. So I think that's what we try to do with them.
They just do a duty of sacrifice to the country, not only for a more small amount of salary. It's not giving such pride that I have a duty of protecting the territory, the land, the country. This is something.
Some people, when they talk about rangers' life, they raise the point about low salary, low pay. But I used to be rangers myself.
I was about to ask you.
And at that time, more than 30 years ago, at that time, my salary was lower than $100 a month, and my staff even lower. But we work very hard. We feel proud of our work. Although salary is important, but it should not be the point that for you to say that you have to work to protect forests. That should be the pride, the values.
But anyhow, your rangers are government official. Yes, government official, right? Because under the ministry.
Actually,
the Department of National Parks.
That's right. In different level, as I mentioned. Some of them are like temporary.
I think they need to get higher pay. They need, because they're such extraordinary. Not the danger is not because of the human beings, but animal itself. Tell us your experience a little bit when you walking into the forest when you were the ranger yourself.
So at that time, I worked in the area that we still have some endangered species, and we have to work to protect those species, like elephants at that time, wild cattle named gaur. So we have to.
Still there? Gaur is still there? In Thailand?
In Thailand also. And then we don't worry much about getting hurt by animals, but we worry about getting hurt by humans, poachers, because sometimes they also have guns. So you have to be careful. That's the thing that you have to be more careful. For animals in Thailand, they are quite scared of people. So they will they would run
They
when
would,
you,
yeah,
when,
yeah.
you- when they smell, only when they smell people, because they've been hunted for generations, for many years, for million years.
Well, they know that the danger is walking into it,
Yeah,
rather
yeah,
than this thing.
yeah.
So, one good thing is we have a smart petrol system. Actually, what is this?
This is the name, called the system. This system, smart, originated in Thailand around 2005 in Hue Khai Khang Wildlife Sanctuary.
The year 2005?
Yeah, 2005 in Hue Khai Khang Wildlife Sanctuary.
Okay.
At that time, a small group of DNP officers at that time, the progressive thinking people, they try to find a way to monitor the performance of park rangers.
Okay.
And at that time, when you send them out on patrol, they normally came back without data. They would report back to you verbally. So no solid data.
That's verbally and
Yeah,
the
that's
story.
right. And when you have talkative people, then those people
too much
might dominate
boasting.
you. That's right. Exactly.
Too much boasting.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly. And then we started to introduce the system,
Yes.
the law enforcement database. We say at that time.
Yes, sir.
And at that time, internationally, there are some people trying to create a law enforcement database, especially in the national parks in Africa. So at the beginning we borrowed the software and we modify it to match our own. And then there was the head of Hue Khai Khang at that time say we have to, because at that time even the country who created it called long name like Ranger-based Data Protection Patrol, something like that. But that boss of Hue Khai Khang at that time said that's too long, and then he just said change it to smart, like smartphone, like smart patrol.
Patrol system.
Yeah.
So it's a system
Yeah.
to what? To dispatch
To
people?
system that you can detect, monitor the performance of park rangers in form of patrol coverage. Like you can know where they are going, or they
the
have
patrol
been,
going.
Yeah, they come showing on the map. The patrol routes show on the map.
I see.
And the patrol frequency on the map.
Uh-huh.
And then the poaching camps.
We know that.
Yeah, everything is
In the system itself together.
in the system.
But how do you sit in one place and you look at it? Is a motoring? Is a sitting? What do you call through the
Yeah, it's a database.
in the database? Yes.
It's a database
So you sit
now.
down and see the screen.
Yeah, see the screen.
Ah.
And you can analyze, the data like in different periods, and you can try to plan your patrol based on the data you have from the patrol teams. So, and then that is better in terms of the planning on handling the situation, for long term. Yeah.
Mr. Advisor was mentioning about one very infamous case, but so we are not going to mention that again. But how you sit down, the officer sitting down there, it happened to see on the screen.
That's also the key, because we try to get them to meet. Now with this system, we have the system to try to get them to meet at least once a month.
Okay.
To share all the data. The ranger, they have to
brainstorming.
Yeah, exactly. That's the right word. Brainstorming among their staff, among the officers, and then this thing can allow you to work better. So and now many areas they have that system, sharing the data every once a month or shorter than that.
So the database we have is sufficient.
Yeah, at the moment. It's helping very well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're going to come back and ask you about the steps of the smart patrol system, how good to do it and all that kind of thing, okay? So, we are coming back to the end of the first part of interview. So, next we will discuss further about the newest technology in patrolling system. Please stay tuned.
In 2019, Thailand is ready for ASEAN chairmanship, working together and building solidarity to increase competitiveness and innovation with the people at the center. All sectors are ready to promote unity of the ASEAN community. NBT World is excited to be a full supporter of the Thai ASEAN chairmanship. Keep up to date on ASEAN 2019 movement with NBT World.
Welcome back once again to our program. We are still with Dr. Anak Patanaviboon. He will tell us more why smart petrol system developed by Thailand can be a model for better field petrol in other ASEAN countries. Yes, sir. Mr. Advisor, we did left a little bit on this. Tell us about the steps of the smart petrol system. How do you work?
So
Step by step.
Before the step, can I say briefly about
Yes, please.
the word smart?
Yes, sir. S-M-A-R-T. Smart.
Smart now, the internationally used by a lot of countries.
Yes.
And they give the meaning of smart as an abbreviation. It's a stand for.
Stand for?
A stands for spatial.
Spatial.
Yeah, like land.
Land.
And spatial and monitoring.
Monitoring.
And A is from and reporting to.
And reporting.
Reporting to.
To.
Yes, spatial monitoring
tools.
and reporting to.
Tools, yes.
Yeah.
Tools is an equipment.
Tools is
Okay.
equipment.
When I said smart.
From simple smart become a program now.
Yeah.
And now used by more than 60 countries around the world.
Okay.
And also developed. But the basic steps for smart started with you have to train rangers. You have to train rangers to know how to collect data. So the equipment to collect data, the most important one is GPS, Global Positioning System. So now it's becoming very important tool for park rangers around the world. So then you collect data on where you are going and all the evidence and then the standardized data form. So they have to have simple standardized data forms to collect data and also digital cameras. They can use digital cameras. And then when the rangers know how to use this equipment, they go out on patrol collecting such data and bring back to the headquarters and download all the data into the database at the headquarters. So the people at the headquarters will look at the data and analyze the data and prepare the reports in form of maps. In form of pictures, right? In form of tables. And graph. So and then they will bring those reports to the meeting. So they have to have a regular meeting, like once a month, or some places more frequent than that, to analyze, to discuss, and to plan for the next round of patrol. So it's a cycle. Then the next round of patrol, the patrol team, they will have to get assignment where to go, where to focus based on the analysis they receive at the meeting. So this is a cycle.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is this going to be improving the efficiency and the management of the forest areas?
This is
Definitely.
This is a way to manage your protected areas this day around the world, not only in Thailand. So some people say this is call this as evidence-based management, and also some people call this adaptive management based on data, not just based on your thinking.
But so the benefits of it is just to help out, right? I mean the park rangers to have a better way of managing or better way, safer.
That's right.
But do they save themselves also or not?
When
The
we train
benefits of
them,
this,
another important step that I forgot to mention, when we train them to use all these kind of high-tech equipment, another important training that you need is to do the physical training.
Oh,
so
yes.
that kind of training, you need the trainers from the border patrol police or from the army to come and help them to get trained on the law enforcement arrest using guns, those stuff to allow them to do the work safely.
Because they themselves
Yeah.
technically,
Yeah.
because more of a police or military,
Yeah,
they have their own way of
Exactly.
of
Yeah,
things.
yeah,
That is
yeah.
good.
We need
That
both.
part.
We need physical training and also technology training.
So once you dispatch a group of 5 or 6 in one place, so the equipment or the weapons will be just limited, or everybody has it?
In one team, you have people like with different roles. So you have people carrying guns for sure.
For one.
For
For
5 or
whatever.
6 people, sometimes that group might have like 5 guns, 4 guns, but you have 1 people to collect data using GPS, 1 people using data form.
Yes.
So in that team. Yeah.
This is supposed to be the newest already, newest technology that we have.
This
Can
been
be
around.
another advanced one?
This this system has been around for about 15 years actually, but now they try to develop further functions into the software that you can combine the data from informants to try to help you manage, plan on enforcement better. And another technique that just developed together with SMART is to use the we call cellular poacher camera traps.
Cellular.
It's a kind of
poacher.
it's a kind of cameras that you can place, hidden in the forest, and then when poacher walk past the trail, the photograph
Automatically shot.
You send through the cellular signal to the cellular phone of the superintendent or the assistant, the officer level.
Oh, nice.
So and then the officer level can try to order the patrol teams near that location to try to ambush or intercept those poachers. This helps a lot with the problem with rosewood poacher in the Thaplan National Park in Thailand, because in Thailand, not many places we still have rosewood or Mai Payung remaining, and we have serious problem of people come in and cut that wood, very serious, and then we need this kind of technology to help detect them before they cut the trees, and we use that system now in many places, the DNP.
That is good.
Yeah.
We've been talking only animal, but actually the endangered one is also huge ground of plantation, this kind of thing. Interesting. So the patrol, we call park patrol police, park patrol ranger, it's not only, you have to know about what kind of plantation also. You have to learn
what
about
kind of trees, valuable tree, timber trees, and they need to know that also. But they have to, the first thing they have to know how to identify the animal footprints. They have to.
What kind of?
Yeah, that's that. Then if they know that this is tiger footprints, or deer footprints, or gal footprints, so then they have to put that in the database. Then over some period, you can get the map of where these animals use that area to give better protection. So.
Yeah, Mr. Advisor, there are two groups actually of people or intruders. One is like lay walking. I mean, they just go inside to dig some something, some small plantation.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
the one is to kill something or to
Yeah,
cut off something.
yeah,
So
yeah.
the penalty, how severe for both of them?
So for just to come to collect like mushroom, or come to collect come in to collect bamboo shoots.
Yes.
So sometimes the rangers, they sometimes, even though it's illegal, but sometimes they just give warning and
Go away,
but,
don't come back.
But if they still do not listen, they will be arrested with some penalties, but not that serious. But if they kill like protected species, like tiger, elephant, deer, the maximum punishment is with the new law is 6 years in jail. So
Too less.
yeah.
I'm asking this because we're looking forward for a severe, more severe one, so that really protected,
that's the
barring from
Yeah.
this kind of business to deal with it.
Yeah.
So far, how many national parks in? I already asked you. You said about how many national parks?
The areas that use this system in Thailand at the moment is 204 protected areas.
204.
Yeah, and that include 130 national parks and 62 wildlife sanctuary and some non-hunting areas. So it's just happened. This kind of expansion of the system to cover the whole country. It just happened. If you remember, I told you we started with Hue Khai Khang, and then Thung Yai Naresuan, East and West, and Western Forest Complex. But the budget to expand the system to cover the country just happened 2 years ago. So with the current Director General, because Director General Thanya Neti Thamakun, he realized that this is the only way to go to save wildlife, to save forests. This is the only way to go at the moment, the best way to do. So then now the DNP invested their own budget to expand the system.
So you look for only the area or the sanctuary of animal sanctuary to be protected, to keep it as a national park, right? So the rest of it, like people can stay,
That's
people
right.
can let them
That's
utilize the land.
even if you I think if you follow the news, you will see that even inside national parks, some wildlife sanctuaries, there are people living in there. So so then our country, Thailand just have the new laws, the new national park laws, the new wildlife laws just come out this year to allow some degree of use inside the parks now. But you need to have the permission, and you need to prove that the activities, those activities are not harmful to nature. So this is the thing that the new law allow now. So, but they have the
new law is starting this year, or
yeah, just beginning. Yeah,
I mean, instead of there's some wasteland where people can utilize and grow it actually. Actually, we have to make a kind of whoever is staying, you have to grow certain amount of plantation.
Exactly.
And then you can say
there must be a deal like that.
That's it.
But the key thing that when you raise about this issue about lands, I think we have to, as society, we have to be aware that we don't have much forest left. So and even though, as I mentioned before, we have 18% of the areas protected, as national parks and wildlife sanctuary. But within those 18%, there are much fewer places with for endangered species to use. Like for example, elephants. When you see a lot of elephants, raiding crops of people. But when you look at the fact, today elephant exists only in the 8% of the country areas.
You still want to take their lands.
And tigers is only 4%, for the country areas that we allow them to live. So they have fewer and fewer lands for them. So I think it is a thing that we have to be aware of that.
It's so sad because we have taken their land, their houses actually, their sanctuary,
that's
a
right.
place where
That's right.
to build a condominium and resorts and that kind of thing. So it used to be done. So what significant results of using smart patrol technique for protected area management?
Significant results is now we have proof that over the years of good protections, tiger population is coming back in the west of Thailand.
Oh yes,
and
good news.
in an impressive number, like right now last year.
What part of the country?
Western Thailand is Hue Kai Keng, Thung Yai, next to Myanmar, and this is big forest. So the whole forest, including Myanmar side, if you look on the map, it's about 40,000 square kilometers, and this is the last hope for saving endangered species like tigers. And the population at the moment, increased about 50% in the last 10 years. Now, last year we camera trapped about 80 tigers in this landscape. So this is the number looks small, but this is the biggest remaining population of Indo-Chinese tigers in the whole region. So this is the thing that we feel we are on the right track to recover wildlife. And if you have poachers, sometimes you have serious poacher gangs come in, like in Thung Yai and Hue Kai Keng in 2011. They sneak in poachers. They sneak in. They put poison baits to kill tigers. And when when tiger ate the poison meat, they would walk about less than 500 meters and die. So then they will grab the whole thing. They will take the whole thing out. So then we use this system to try to arrest them, and we arrested that gang. And then in 2013 they try again. They come in, they try to put poison baits in different places just to get tigers. But luckily with this system we detected them early before they get tigers, and then we arrested them. So
before they placing?
Yeah, they already placed some.
Already.
But we destroyed. We found
destroyed it.
We found those poison baits before tigers ate them. So this is the quiet way to kill tigers.
Yeah. No need to make noise or anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's, if they hide, in the forest for 1 month, they could kill 10 tigers without knowing at all.
So sad.
So, yeah.
So any challenges, sir?
Oh, the challenges at the moment, I think, is to try to improve the quality, because as I mentioned, now the government, DNP, has expanded the system to cover the whole country. So the key thing is how you can make the system as the same standard. And how to maintain the system is also a very, very important factor. Sometimes if you have weak administration come in and the system drop, so that can be quite terrible to.
You have to talk.
Yeah,
there's a voice there.
Yeah.
How about with ASEAN friends?
Oh, this is also quite important issue, because last week we just finished the 1 week workshop with ASEAN countries. Every country now we have a smart system. They have smart system running in almost every ASEAN country except Brunei and Singapore, where the areas are too small. And the rest they have a smart system. Okay. So we brought them in and we share the experience. And now they learn that wow, Thailand is closing down on these poachers, and they surprisingly they feel that some of the poachers might try to go into their country, like Malaysia, Indonesia, if Thailand use this strong enforcement system. So they worry. So they have to step up their system. Now Malaysia put more budget to improve the smart system themselves at the moment. So, but they learn a lot from Thailand.
Thailand,
So I think as if you think this endangered species as the ASEAN heritage, you know, I think working together to save them is the important way to go.
I wish you all the best for what you are undertaking, and we leave the whole country with you all in your hands.
My pleasure. Thank you.
We're ending up our program with great thanks to Dr. Anak Patana Vibun, Advisor to the Director General of the Department of National Parks, Wildlife and Plant Conservation, DNP. Thank you so much for being here. ขอบคุณค่ะ Come back and tell us more. We're ending up our program and looking forward to see you again, and thanks for watching Thailand Today. สวัสดีค่ะ